Okay, hey guys, welcome back, it's Matt here. Today is a super cool video because we're going to be taking a look at an actual model in real life of the actual iPhone 12. And this is actually the 12 Pro Max, so it's the biggest 6.7-inch version. But I'm going to be discussing a few other versions they're going to be doing, and overall just take a look at the hardware and what we can kind of see from the rumors. So without any further ado, let's jump right into that. So they are going to be bringing out a smaller iPhone this year. They're going to be bringing out a standard iPhone 12, which is 5.4 inches. That's roughly about halfway between an iPhone 5S and the new iPhone SE. So it's a comfortable size, but you do have that edge-to-edge screen. You have the new display with the notch and everything rather than the old home button design and everything. So this should be nice for people who are tired of having a big phone and they want to go back to using a small device, but they don't want to suffer in terms of hardware. They don't want the budget version. They just want the standard iPhone 12. You now have that availability and you can get the smaller size. Now, something else rumored to come out is the iPhone 12 Max. So this is the Pro Max. They're rumored to bring out one called the Max, which is basically a bigger version of the standard iPhone 12. So this would be a 6.1-inch display. So it would actually be bigger than the other version, which is 5.4, but it wouldn't be quite as big as this version, which is the Pro Max. So that's something that would be quite interesting. It's a Max version, but it's not Pro. So let's see if that actually happens. And then coming in at the same size is the iPhone 12 Pro. So that will be the same size as the iPhone 12 Max. So as you can see, things are getting a little bit confusing already. So then after that, we have this guy, which is actually the biggest one available. This is the 12 Pro Max. It's 6.7 inches. It's a little bit bigger than last year's, which was 6.5 inches. So you will notice the body is a tiny bit bigger, but at the same time, it kind of feels more comfortable to hold, pretty much just due to the fact that it does have flat edges, so it's not rounded anymore. It makes the device feel more narrow and overall just makes it more comfortable. The edges are kind of sharp when you're holding it in your hand, but I kind of like that a bit better than the rounded feel. It always felt like I was about to drop the 11 Pro Max. It just kind of never felt like I was holding it securely. But something to take into account is that these dummy models are not exactly correct. Pretty much they only need the dimensions to match so that it fits into a case, and so that means the camera bump will have to be of course the same size, but it is missing something that's rumored to come out, which is the LiDAR sensor. So this doesn't actually feature that, but on the Pro models there's rumored to be a LiDAR sensor, which, you know, obviously is used for AR and things like that. So that isn't on here, but hopefully it will be coming out in the final version. Something else I was really curious about was the fact that it looks like there's two SIM card slots. So there's one by the volume rocker, and then there's one on the other side by the power button. And apparently this is a 5G antenna. Obviously due to the iPhone being 5G, it does have that sort of bigger antenna band, which is just below the power button. So hopefully that doesn't get covered up by actually holding it, because it's right where I put my palm on my hand. But yeah, that's just something I heard was true, so we'll see if it is on the final release. Now, something I'm not a big fan of is the shiny look. Now, obviously this isn't the official version. It's gonna look better when it actually comes out. It looks a little bit tacky to me, and obviously Apple are gonna bring out a full stainless steel version if they do this. But personally, I like the original, just the matte metal band that goes around, just like on the iPhone 5S. That kind of shiny look, I'm not really feeling it. But yeah, let me know down below whether you actually like this new shiny look. I guess it kind of is dazzling, like it sort of looks premium, but yeah, let me know what you think down below. Maybe they'll have different options. You can choose to have it shiny or matte. That would be really nice. Now, obviously I have the white model, but there's due to be a new color coming out, which is this new navy blue. So we'll see how that looks when it actually comes out. It always tends to look a little bit better when it fully releases. I really wasn't a big fan of the green. Just colored phones to me feels like it would get old. I did have like a gold S7, and you know, once you really get into it a few months, you kind of just want it to be basic, like black or white. So really, let's see how that goes. It's much better now because you obviously do have the black front. Back in the old days, when the front was colored, yeah, it's not really a good look. But yeah, if the whole phone was pretty much sort of stealthy, but you did have that matte blue back, I can see that being appealing. But in terms of what I can actually see from looking at this phone, obviously we still don't have a headphone jack, but there's also something else I've noticed, which is it still looks like there's going to be a lightning port. So recently the Air just came out, the iPad Air, and that actually has USB-C. So we're moving the budget iPads over to USB-C now. The MacBooks have USB-C. The actual charging brick that comes with these devices has a USB-C output. So yeah, I guess we're just waiting to see when Apple finally make that move, but it doesn't look like it's going to be this year. Something really awesome which is coming inside is obviously that new chip. We've just recently seen it unveiled for the new iPad Air, and that's the A14 Bionic. This is going to be a pretty insane chip. It's 5 nanometers, and it's due to make the phone more efficient. Hopefully it does go ahead and improve battery life or battery efficiency, because Apple's actually reducing the battery size in this, so which is kind of strange, but I guess they're trying to make room for other things they're putting in. And yeah, they're reducing the battery size slightly. So last year was just under 4,000 milliamp hours. This year it's going down to 3,697 milliamp hours. So we're dropping a few hundred milliamp hours. We probably won't see that when we actually go ahead and use it, because obviously it'll be more efficient and things. So I reckon it'll be about the same. But the A14 is due to outrun the Snapdragon 865. It's going to pretty much blow it out of the water, which is kind of unfortunate for all the new Android phones coming out. But the 865 Plus might actually have the edge and be just that slight bit better than the A14. So that's rumored. It's all speculation, but I have hope. And then it's due to have 6 gigabytes of RAM, so they're just kind of bumping everything up like they usually do, because every year you kind of just have to increase those numbers, pretty much just to keep up with the rest of the whole smartphone world. So yeah, Apple's definitely keeping up with that. From what I can see, the notch looks about the same size. Rumors are that Face ID will be a bit faster, but in terms of how I like it, I actually think this is way better than last year's design. I like the flatter look. All the iPads have kind of moved over to that flatter look. Even the MacBooks have sort of flat edges. And so, yeah, I really do dig it. It feels really nice to hold, but it just has like a cooler feeling. The fact that it's like flat, it just kind of feels like you're holding like a slate almost. So I really like it. Again, if it was matte finish, it would look way cooler. And if it was like all space gray. And I think this is definitely going to be a great looking iPhone. And also a great performing. I don't think we'll see too many changes, honestly, and the big jump is going to be really next year or possibly the year after, when we see bigger improvements to things like the notch and just overall hardware changes. But yeah, for now, what I can see is basically an iPhone 11 Pro Max with flatter edges, a LiDAR sensor, and yeah, probably faster performance and things like that. So if you're into that, it might be a good time for upgrading. Or if you're on an older device, then yeah, it might be time to upgrade. But yeah, I don't really know yet if I would upgrade to this from an 11 Pro Max. We'll have to really see what Apple do release in terms of the new features and everything like that. But I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.